I'm Adam Lambert. I'm the head of physics at Blundell School. I came to Blundell School, which is an HMC independent school, after a career at Rolls-Royce to start my teacher training and progress my career in teaching. I worked for Rolls-Royce for 4 years. I came out of university, did a graduate scheme through them, and then I was based in the same job for 2 years before I left. I was a systems engineer, so I worked on one of the engines, the Trent 900 engine, pulled together lots of different parts of the engineering and ran some projects. So I really enjoyed my job at Rolls-Royce. And I think if I was told I'd have to do that for the rest of my life, I would have been quite happy, but I just felt there was more to a career than what I was getting out of it, and so looked towards teaching. Teaching in HMC school like Blundell's, it's obvious there's a huge variety to the job, and as much as engineering had elements of variety, nothing compared to what I do now. I do genuinely love my subject, and I do like conveying the subject to the pupils and discussing it with them, and the main reason is the rewarding side, and that you get a lot of that from both sides, extracurricular and in the classroom. When you see pupils understand a concept for the first time or something that they've been struggling with before, those are little things, but then you've also got the bigger things where pupils have been pushing hard to get grades into university they want, or you've been helping them interview for top universities. Finding out that they get their offer in the post after you've trained them through their interviews, that's fantastic. I've been here for 3 years. So the first year I was here as a PGCE student. I was on a course with the University of Buckingham. I was teaching almost full time, and then in half terms I was going to residential courses to do all the kind of lectures and seminars. And then the next year I was an NQT, a newly qualified teacher. And during that year as an NQT, the position of head of physics came up, and we were encouraged to apply internally, and I did, and got the position. To make my decision for the career change, I spent a number of days in different schools, which is something I would recommend to anybody looking to change careers. Being aware that you can start in a HMC school without the qualification, because they will let you train on the job.
Somebody like Adam, who obviously came to us as a physics teacher, we've promoted him to a head of a big department, and physics is one of our strongest performing departments, and he was quite a natural fit for it. Not simply because of his knowledge and his appreciation of the subject, but largely because of his own training and his own work experience in a commercial background where he dealt with adults. And of course, one of the great limitations of being a teacher who's always just taught is that largely you lead children. And people who come from industry, who come from another background, will often have had far more experience of either leading other adults or working with other adults.
My main extracurricular commitment is I coach a rugby team. I coach the under-12s, which is fantastic, super enthusiastic, loads of kind of moulding that can be done with the kids at this age, and with our priority on having fun with the rugby whilst developing. And that's great, so I do coaching 3 or 4 times a week, along with matches as well. So we have home matches and away matches. You can get so much more out of the classroom after you've got that trust and relationship with the pupils. So I think the work-life balance, it's completely different to what it was like when I worked in a normal kind of 9 till 5 job. Over a year, it's a fantastic work-life balance. It really is. I feel really that I get to spend a huge amount of time with my son. But you have to be aware that there are crazy times. Okay, sometimes it's tougher. You've got pinch points throughout the term where you might have to be working long hours. No one should teach for the holidays. It's not the primary reason to teach for sure, but it means that you're aware when it's crazy that you will have that time, which you just don't get that long period of time with your family in a normal 9 to 5 job. Some people in their NQT year, their first year of proper teaching, do find it incredibly tough, and it's hard work because you get given almost a full timetable. But as you teach the similar things year on year, you get a lot faster at planning, you get a lot faster at marking, you understand the school, you get the pupils better, things become easier. Blundell's and other HMC schools are very much about developing the staff. They realise that the product really is the staff. Well, the best thing I've done. I'm so pleased I've done it.